All right, guys, we are live here for the Man Advantage Rangers podcast. It is 2:20 in the afternoon here on Free Agency Frenzy. A lot going on. Just came across the Twitter feed. Rangers have traded Patrick Nemeth, a 2025 second round pick, a conditional second round pick in 2026 for prospect Ty Emberson. I don't know anything about him, so I have to look that up. Sorry. Um, but yeah, so the latest news is Trocheck signed by the Rangers, 7-year contract. Um, Yaroslav Halak, backup goalie, and then the Patrick Nemeth trade. So that should give the Rangers a little bit of room to sign Kako and maybe Tyler Mott. We'll see. But yeah, so wow, busy day. So no Goudreau signing just yet. Um, we got Ryan Strome still out there. Dylan Strome, Nito Niederreiter. Um, who else am I missing? I'm not sure, but there's been so many. I think there's right now it's confirmed 35 signings. Uh, Tampa Bay has extended um, Chernak, Sorelli, and Sergachev all the 8-year contracts with which they won't start until I believe 23-24 for all three of those contracts. So I know people are flipping out like where are they getting this? Where are they getting all this cap space? But and then I did see John Shannon tweet out who said that in 2024 the cap is going to go up substantially. So that's good news for all teams out there. Um, sorry. Um, so we shall see. If that's the case, then a lot of these signings, you don't really worry about as much if the cap's going up $5-6 million a year. But I like the Trocheck signing. I've liked him for a long time. I don't like the 7 years, but if it's something the Rangers can get rid of, they can move out of after year 4 or 5, then it's okay. I like the player a lot, so um, I'm okay with it. I know a lot of people are flipping out about it, and I've seen a lot on Twitter. Oh, he's not an upgrade. He's a much better player than Ryan Strome. He just is. He wins faceoffs. His possession numbers are good. He was a pest in the Ranger series. He gets to the dirty areas. He's not afraid. Strome couldn't hit the side of a barn. I feel like all his goals are fluky. Uh, he was just not the same player the last 4 months of the season. I know he might have been dealing with an injury, but um, I'm happy with the signing. The Halak thing, it is what it is. I mean, if Igor goes down, we're not going to be challenging anyway. So he's going to get his 25 to 30 games. So we shall see. Um, Kevin Weeks is on Free Agent Frenzy on TSM right now. I'm just going to check the Twitter feed real fast. I'm trying to look up Ty Emberson right now. Let me just Google him real fast. It's terrible podcasting, I know. Let's take a peek here. Sorry. I had to get a haircut this morning or this afternoon. Oh, Mason Marchment was supposed to be going to Carolina, but Dallas swooped in at the last seconds, 4 years, 4.5 per. Also, um, oh my God, Rangers have signed playoff nemesis and goalie Louis Domingue to a 2-year contract. It's believed to be a two-way, with the veteran likely providing depth while playing for AHL Hartford. All right, well that's good. Um, Brett Burns, and so we shall see. Okay, Ty Emberson. Okay, so he's 22. He's May 24th, 2000. So he just turned 22. 6'1", 195 pounds. Um, he was a 2018 third round pick by the Coyotes, 73 overall. Um, Developmental program, University of Wisconsin. Stats, you know, he's probably an AHL guy at this point. Last year for the Tucson Roadrunners, 58 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. He didn't put up a lot of numbers. He did play for the World Juniors in 1920, the under 20, and he had no points in 5 games. So yeah, this guy's probably an AHL guy. He's a body. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The important thing is they got rid of that Nemeth Albatross contract. Um, that's good. And they're giving up a second round pick, but this is the stuff that Drury has to be mindful of, especially with the flat cap. And did he expect Nemeth to come in here and stink up the joint like he did? No, but it was a bad sign. And I remember a lot of people liking it, saying, "Hey, this is a good signing." Blah blah blah. Last year when they signed him on the first day of the free agent frenzy, people weren't killing the signing then. I don't. A lot of people weren't. But as the season went on, it was clear. It seemed like he was sick with the COVID. There was some issues personally. We have no idea what those were. So hopefully he gets a fresh start out there in uh, Arizona State University, and he can. He still is going to get paid, so good for him. Um, I'm just going to go through this real. Mason Marchman. Okay, yeah. So Devils also made a trade with Zaka. They traded Pavel Zaka to um, the Bruins for Eric Holla. That was a 1-for-1. Uh, Nick Delaurier deal, 4 years. Where's he going? Doesn't say. I don't know why you wouldn't tweet out. Colin Blackwell, 2 years, 1.2 million in Chicago. Boy, Chicago's made some odd moves today. I know they got to get to the cap floor. Um, it looks like it looks like they signed Domi and Athanasiou, 1 year contracts, $3 million each. Nemeth frees up 2.5 million in cap space for the Rangers. So here it is. It says Rangers acquire Emberson from Arizona in exchange for Nemeth, a 2025 second round pick, and a conditional future pick. Arizona has the option to acquire Rangers' own 2024 third round pick or its own 2026 second round pick. All right, so that's he's pushing that. Drury's pushing that can down the street a couple of years, which I'm fine with. Um, Hold on. I'm just getting it. I guess got a text from a buddy of mine. Um, Let me just text this out real quick. Yeah, Nemestikov went back to Tampa. He went home. McDonough gets traded. It's funny. McDonough was part of that trade, and so was Nemestikov, and one got traded from Tampa, and now Nemestikov is back. So we shall see. Um, okay. Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow with the Nemeth trade. You hate giving up draft picks. I get it, but Nemeth was just terrible. I mean, so let's hope we don't make any more. Um, let's hope we don't hear any more or have any more of those signings where you're like, oh, Nick Cousins closing in on a contract with the Panthers. Um, let's see. Tyler Mott, I still see a lot of people wanting him. Yeah, I'd love to have him, but I don't know. Erica Branson to the Blue Jackets, 4 years, 4 million average um, AAV. Um, let's see what else. Sharks have interest in Lindbaum, who got bought out by the Flyers yesterday, and I know the Flyers didn't want to do that, but they're trying to save money. They're really going after Gaudreau. I know they've been actively trying to move uh, JVR. Um, Dave Starman just tweeted out. He said if he's not mistaken, Emerson and Keandre Miller were defensive partners in Wisconsin. Not that that means anything. Uh, yeah, a lot of Nick Cousins to the Panthers, 2 years, $1.1 million deal. I just like the Trocheck move. I know that for the Rangers, that's the big move. You know, I don't know. There's just something about him that I like about his makeup. Um, I love the fact that he's, now I was listening to what something Stat Boy Steven was saying earlier, and if you have to get a face off, you can put him out there, have him win a draw, and that's good. I mean, we don't have to have Mika constantly fighting. He can take more offensive zone draws. So I just hope that helps the Rangers' possession game and their 5-on-5 game going forward. Um, Last night I did a video, and of course, literally 10 minutes after I turned it off, the stinking Penguins re-signed Malkin, which is fine. I mean, he's 36. He got a 4-year, $6.1 million contract. So they brought the band back, and they added Raquel. They re-signed him, who they traded for at the deadline. That was um that was a big move for them. 6 years, 30 million, $5 million cap hit per year. Um, let's see what Darren Dreger is about to say on free agent frenzy. Hold on one second. Louis Domingue is coming to New York. Yeah, Branson, 4 years in Columbus. Wow. Mason Marchment. Good for him. He's had a tough week. His father passed away last week, right before the draft. Only 53 years old. I remember him playing in the NHL. So it's been a tough week for him. Evander Kane, of course, re-signed overnight with the um, Oilers, 5.125 per. Jack Campbell, they re-signed Brett Kulak, and they're trying to work something out with Connor Brown. So we will see what they do there. Um, Spicy pork jokes come back to the Rangers. I remember all them talking about them. Uh, Spicy pork jokes. Let's see what these comments are. Hold on. I can't keep up with all these moves. Yeah. Jay Huntington, like the Caps getting Kemper. Um, I don't like the fact that they basically gave away Vanacek and they just let Samsonov go for nothing. Um, I think they could have gotten something for Samsonov. And I'm not a big fan of Kemper. The guy's always hurt. He played in front of an incredible team in Colorado. If I'm being honest, the Caps defense is not Colorado's defense. So I worry about him getting just overwhelmed with shots. The Caps are an older team. You know, I just and then they signed Charlie Lindgren to a backup. Uh, and I like Charlie Lindgren. He's Ryan Lindgren's brother. So yeah, I like him. Um, I just don't know if their goaltending is going to be good enough all year. But that's why they play the game. So maybe the Caps make another move. The Caps have just a lot of older forwards. I mean, Oshie's old, Ovechkin's old, Backstrom is really old. Um, who else? I know I'm missing people here. They have the guy from Detroit that they traded for, the big dude. Oh, Kuznetsov is no spring chicken anymore. He's hitting 30. So I don't know what's going on with the Caps. As long as they have Ovechkin, they're always a threat because the guy's an amazing player. But we shall see. So, um, yeah. And then there's a lot of talk with this whole fallout with Calgary and Johnny Gaudreau that's going to make um, Matthew Tkachuk available, and he would have to be acquired via trade. So, holy cow. Yeah, definitely mishandled Samsonov. I agree. I mean, the Rangers weren't going to re-sign Georgiev, but and everybody knew that. But the Rangers still traded him for 3 draft picks, and they're not first round picks, but it was 2 third-round picks and a 5th-round pick. It's something. You can get something for these guys. I don't understand why they didn't like dangle and at least get a couple, maybe a third and a 4th-round pick. It's not sexy, but it's something. Otherwise, you're just letting an asset go. And Samsonov was, I believe, he was like a 1st-round pick in 2015. So you're just letting that guy walk away. It's a little mind-boggling to me. But hey, they're making their bed with Darcy Kemper and their defense. Like I said, I'm not a fan. So right now they have Carlson, Orlov, um, can't think of his name. Anyway, they lost Justin Schultz. Not that that's a big loss. Juan Ruda, he went to Pittsburgh. Um, Another Lightning guy off the board. Palat's still out there. Palat's still out there. Gaudreau's still out there. Strome's still out there. Brendan Smith signed with the Devils 2 years, $1.1 million a year. I know the Devils are going hard after Johnny Hockey, but I don't know if they need another small forward. I mean, they have a lot of smallish guys. I mean, I don't know. Gaudreau didn't do much in the playoffs. I mean, against Edmonton, he couldn't. I don't know. I mean, Gaudreau's a great player. He is, but I just don't know if the Devils are at that point yet where they can sign a guy like him and it'd be worth it. So, um, I would like to see Gaudreau just go to Philly just because I think Philadelphia is a mess and I think it'd be funny. So, um, we sh- we're gonna see. Did you hear the Rangers got Domingue? Yeah, yeah. AHL depth. Um, Louis Domingue. Red Wings have signed Matt Luff. I don't even know who that is. Oh, Lehkonen got an extension in Colorado, 4.5 million times 5 years. It's a good contract. I think that takes them out of the Kadri. Oh yeah, Nazem Kadri's still out there. Um, he's going to get paid big time. The thing about Kadri though is he is older. He's 32. He's not a 28-year-old. He's 32. So he's already 4 years past kind of that age where you really don't want to pay guys. Um, we shall see. So it looks like Chicago has signed 3 older guys. They signed Athanasiou to 1 year, $3 million. Max Domi, 1 year, $3 million, and then Colin Blackwell, 1.2 million for 2 years. So I think they're going into Tankland. Canucks signed Ilya Mikheyev. I like him a lot. He's a really good player. 4 years, 4.75 million. Kick and skate like the wind. Um, I'm glad that he won't be on Toronto anymore. Toronto's starting to. They're going to be a mess in a couple of years, Toronto, because they're going to have to sign all their guys, and they're going to be wanting to leave and get paid again. Austin Matthews and Mitchell Marner. I'm just seeing what else we got here. Just going to run through this real fast. Wow, looks like the Red Wings are closing in on a deal for David Perron. That'd be a big loss for St. Louis. Oh, this is interesting. Nick Delaurier and Justin Braun going to Philly. Braun went back to Philly. Oh, good for him. That's good. He'll be with Torts, and I can't wait to see Torts just and Tony D'Angelo arguing over something. You know, can't stand D'Angelo, and I just love Torts. Um, so that's great. Um, let's see. So it looks like in the minors for the Rangers this year in the AHL, you've got Dylan Garand, Olaf Lindblom, sorry, and Louis Domingue in the minors. And then you got Halak and Shesterkin with the big squad. So, the Rangers, Garand is their A prospect goaltending wise. He's very young. I think he's 21, 20 or 21. So, we will see. I just don't know why they wouldn't sign Kincaid instead of Domingue, but I don't know. I mean, Kevin Rooney, former Ranger, signed with Calgary, 2 years, 1.3 million per season. Also, Frank Frachano got a nice little raise, 3 years, 3.65 million with Anaheim. Of course, Andrew Kopp signed with Detroit, 5 years, 5.625 million. Eric Gustafson going to the Caps, 1 year deal. He's not going to help the defense. He is bad on defense. He can move the puck. He's a lot like Kempney, Jay, if you're watching. He's a good puck mover, but he can't defend. So there's that. Everybody's worried in Rangerland about Kako getting offer sheeted. Just everybody just relax. Yeah. Jack Campbell, we talked about that. Arturi Lehkonen, okay, 5 year, 4.5 million cap. That's a good deal for him. He was a great player for them in Colorado. He's just a really good hockey player. Talked about. So they also re-signed Manson, Colorado. So they kept a couple guys that they acquired. Um, Delaurier got 4 years from the Flyers. Oh my god, that's a lot. And people aren't a fan of the Columbus Eric and Branson move. I mean, what are you gonna do? Yeah, that's a lot. Um, oh, by the way, Harrison Ford turns 80 today. So Han Solo, um, Indiana Jones. Who else did he play? He played someone else really famous. I can't think of his name. But anyway, the other character from Patriot games. Um, but anyway, happy birthday to Harrison Ford, legendary actor. Um, so yeah, so lots of moves. It's one of those I can't see how I think there's like 45 confirmed signings, which it seems like a lot more, but there's been like a lot of smaller signings. So you still have big fish like Kadri and Gaudreau. But let's talk about the Rangers for a little bit. So, you know, this slots their top three centers as Zibanejad, Trocheck, and Hedel. I mean, that's some good center depth there. And in the fourth line, you know, Gaudreau would be your fourth line center. Um, so left wings are going to be, I guess you're going to put Kreider on the first line with Zibanejad, keep him there, and then it's either going to be, I think it's going to be Lafreniere on that first line, and then the second line is going to be Trocheck, Panarin, and Kako. Third line, Hedel, Kravtsov, and then we have some options. Sammy Blais. I don't think that Julian Gauthier has a future for the team, even though he did sign a contract. So yeah, so you're looking at probably Sammy Blais. Hopefully he's healthy. He should be. He was skating at the end of the playoff run there. He was skating every day. Fourth line, you know, some questions. You got Gaudreau, Dryden Hunt, and Reeves right now. I mean, maybe Mott comes back. Uh, Eric Roberts. You just say stuff, Gary. You're as funny as a bottle of milk. Oh boy. Um, yeah. So and it looks like no Nemeth. So you're gonna have somebody on the defensive side. You know, we got Fox and Lindgren, Truba and Miller, and then Braden Schneider is your right-handed defenseman. So you would think it's either going to be Zach Jones or Matthew Robertson, who would be that sixth defenseman. Robertson might have a little bit of an advantage. He is 6'4". He played a full season in Hartford last year. Of course, we have seen Zach Jones get a cup of coffee with the Rangers, and I like Zach Jones a lot. He's a good puck mover. He is a little smaller. Hopefully, he is put a little weight on because we haven't seen him in a little while. He's not participating in the developmental workouts right now. The team feels like he doesn't have to go through that anymore, which is good because I don't think he needs to be there anymore there either. All right, real quick. Gaudreau, Kadri, Klingberg still available. Kemper signed with Caps. Campbell signed with the Oilers. There's been 41 signings. I'm just looking at the bottom line here. Okay. Giroux, good signing by Ottawa, 3 years. Andre Palat still available. Andrew Kopp, of course, went to the Red Wings. Trocheck to the Rangers. Krejci, it looks like they have a sort of a handshake agreement that he's going to go back to Boston along with Patrice Bergeron for one more kick at the can. Braun still available, but it looks like he's heading toward Detroit. Manson, Josh Manson went to Colorado, stayed with Colorado. Mason Marchment went from Florida to Dallas. Ben Sherratt quietly goes to the Red Wings. Andre Burakovsky, another guy who's out there, um, is available. Brett Kulak stayed with the Oilers. Dylan Strome and Ryan Strome, Nito Niederreiter, all available. Ilya Mikheyev, again, with the Canucks. Love that signing. That's probably one of my favorite signings of the day. I really think he's got a lot of untapped potential, that kid. He only played in 53 games, and he had, like, I think he had 21 goals or something like that. Okay, so then you got Samsonov going to Toronto, Jan Ruda going to Pittsburgh, Carly Yonkrook available. Delaurier is still saying that he's available. Ilya Labushkin, Buffalo. Frankie V, Frank the Tank goes to Anaheim. Nick Leddy stayed with the Blues. Paul Stastny still available. So there's lots of guys still available here on free agency frenzy. Also, we had a couple trade. We had Brent Burns traded. We had oh, well, this is just breaking news. Burakovsky to Seattle. Nikita Zadorov, Darren Helm signed, Max Domi signed, Phil Kessel, 34, best free agency guy available. Andreas Athanasiou signed. Dominic Kubalik available. Andre Kasha, Victor Rask, Colin White. He went to Florida. Brendan Lemieux re-signed with the Kings. Johan Larson available. Pitlick's available. Sonny Milano available. Erica Branson, boy, they paid a lot. Zach Aston Reese is available. So these are guys that'll sit around and, you might get them on a PTO. Like a Brian Boyle last year was brought in by the Penguins on a PTO. Played big minutes for them all year, the fourth line, making like league minimum. So, hey, PK Subban's still available. Sam Gagne, Tyler Mott, of course. That's the top 50. But yeah, I mean, you can get these guys on like pretty good deals. 800,000. Is Mark Stahl available? If anybody knows if Mark Stahl is available, I don't know why I keep thinking he's available or if he's under contract for another year. I'd have to look at that. So, the backup goalie situation for the Rangers, like, you know, I do worry about Shesterkin's injury bug. I mean, he had a little bit of it. He gets hit a lot, it seems like. Um, so, Halak, I really trust the Rangers goaltending coach. It seems like anybody the Rangers bring in, whether it be Marty Biron, Cam Talbot, Antti Ranta, Georgiev was a basically the Rangers plucked him out of, I think it was the Finnish Pro League, and he was a serviceable goalie for a couple 3 years with the Rangers. The trade was the Sharks trade Brent Burns, Lane Peterson to the Hurricanes for Steven Lorentz, E2 McAnemy, and a conditional third-round pick. And I believe the Sharks retain 33% of Brent Burns' contract in that move. Going back to the goalie situation, the Rangers have a great goaltending coach. Benoit Lair works magic. So I really feel like Halak, it'll be a good situation for him. Last year Vancouver was a mess early in this, especially early on before they fired their coach. So I think him coming here, knowing his role, being the backup, will be fine for him. He'll be okay. So Halak was good 2 years ago when oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, from Boston, the starting goalie, who just retired. Anyway, oh my gosh, Tuukka Rask. Sorry. He signs, or he was backing up, and he was hurt, and he came in, and he played phenomenal for them. And that was, I know it was 2 years ago, and things happened in 2 years, but, um, it's to me, it's a little rich, 1 point, Rask. Yeah, thanks, Gare. Tuca time. Um, so I believe that, Halak will be fine. Halak will be fine. If something happens, it ain't gonna matter anyway because Rangers aren't doing anything without Chesty. Um, Ian Cole did sign in Tampa. Um, Josh Manson, really, I thought he'd get more money. So that's a good piece of work by, I know Joe Sakic just got promoted to president of hockey ops, and they have a new GM there in Colorado, but I'm sure he laid the groundwork. Sakic is probably he is, I think, the best. Him and Eisman, I think, are the two best GMs in the league, along with the GM from Tampa. Really interested to see where Palat goes. Whether he wants to go to a winner and really try for a Stanley Cup, or is he just want to get paid and all about the money? Because he's got 2 Stanley Cup rings. 3 more hours in the show. It just said on the free agent frenzy. I won't be live streaming for 3 more hours. I can tell you that. Um, but I'm happy that the Rangers got a center. You know, I was really disappointed with Strom the last 2-3 months of the season. I didn't know if maybe he felt like the contract status was weighing on him. Apparently, he was hurt with a groin injury, and then that uh, got way worse in the playoffs because he did not look good at all. He didn't want to engage. He wasn't very strong along the boards. Meanwhile, Trocheck is scoring goals from his knees against us, and so plus he's better on faceoffs. And I know people always. I think faceoffs are super important. It'd be nice to win a faceoff and have control of the puck, than have to chase it all the time. Um, you know, so who doesn't want to? I mean, who? That's the best defense is having the puck. Let me see what's going on here. Let me take a quick little look. See what's going on. It looks like Jan Ruda got 3 years at 2.75 million. Um, that's a good contract for him. It's like a Pittsburgh. Um, yeah, okay. I don't know why this is not acting a little bit wonky. Can't stand it when. Let me just get rid of this. So they didn't give up much to get Brent Burns. but he is old. Oh, I have to show the Sergachev goal against the Rangers. Great. Yeah, the Tampa went nuts. They gave up. They gave all these. Oh, another bit of Robert Thomas re-signed 8 years, 8.25 million, or 8.1. 8 years, 8.125 million per year. Noel Chari goes to St. Louis. Uh, so it looks like Mackenzie Weegar is not close on an extension in Florida. So it looks like the Panthers are still trying to trade him. Ben Sherratt, he got 4 years, 4.75 million in Detroit. Uh, I mean, he's okay. I don't know about giving him all that money though. I feel like they've been busy today, Detroit. It's hard to keep track of the guys they've lost and guys they've gained, and you're always going to lose guys. And the Rangers have lost basically everybody they acquired at the draft at the trade deadline. But that's you can't keep everybody. Plus with the flat cap, I mean the cap went up $1 million this year. Whoa. Um, Canadians have agreed to terms, 3-year entry level contract with forward. Uh, I don't know how to say his first name, but it's Slavkovsky. Sorry, I don't want to butcher his name. Then Sherratt, they keep talking about that. Um, another bit of news was that Holtby looks like he has too many injuries, so it looks like he is taking the year off, and it also looks like he might retire. From 12 to 1, there were 33. There were 19 signings. 1 to 2, there were 14. 2 to 3, there were 12. So expect about eight or nine the next 2 hours. 8 from the 3 to 4, and then 9 from the 4 to 5. Klimberg is still in contract negotiations with um, several teams, but including Dallas. Dallas is not out. Coyotes signed Nick Bukestad to a two-way, 1-year contract, $750K. David Ritter signing in Winnipeg, 1 year, 900,000. Stahl brothers headed to the Panthers. Mark Stahl got a 1 year, $750,000 contract, and Eric got a PTO. So that's pretty interesting. I was just asking, like, was he available? I could have sworn that Mark Stahl was a free agent. I just wasn't sure. Oh, I'm getting from my insider across the way here. He's letting me know that Leo Komarov is also thinking about coming back to the NHL. So that's some breaking news here on the Man Advantage Rangers podcast. You won't get that anywhere else. um, Yeah, Andre Burakovsky is heading to Seattle on a 5-year deal. I don't see any terms just yet. Uh, yeah, they're saying 5 years is the word for Burakovsky. Uh, oh, okay, so he got 5 years, 5.5 million per. I mean, that's big, big money. That's 27.5 million. Um, Burakovsky really, the Caps had him, and he wanted more playing time. They couldn't give him any more playing time because they had their top six was full. So they moved him for pennies to. Um, they moved him to Colorado, and then the guy had just breakout years. I think the last 3 years he was there and did really well. He was hurt right at the end there, in Stanley Cup Finals, and I mean, he turns that into a $27 million lottery ticket. So yeah, that's great. Apparently, Dreger's not in studio today because he has COVID-like symptoms, but has tested negative. So he is being safe and staying home. So Mark Stoll of Florida, 1 year, 750K. How the mighty have fallen. Eric Stoll of Florida on a PTO. Yep. Uh, 27.5 million. Wow. All right. Well, listen, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Uh, I couldn't get on any earlier. I had to go get a haircut and I had to do a couple of family things here. So I was able to get on for a little while here. We almost 50 minutes. So um, here's the GM of the Ottawa Senators. And they're introducing Claude Giroux. And listen, let's give Pierre Dorian, the GM, credit. He made a great trade for Alex DeBrincat. He acquired Cam Talbot, starting goalie, and he just signed Claude Giroux. So add to Brady Kachuk, Tim Stützle, um, Alex DeBrincat, Drake Batherson, um, Josh Norris. Who's the defenseman I'm thinking of? Thomas Shabbat. I mean, they got some players, and they have Jake Sanderson, who's 20. He'll be coming on the team. I mean, defenseman. So you can see a guy they have on their team, Matthew Joseph, who came over from Tampa. I like him. I mean, they stole him for um, um, Nick Paul. Thank you very much. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting time. A lot of people changing jerseys. A lot of players changing. So um, we shall see. So hope everybody has a great rest of your um, Wednesday. It's hot out there. Stay cool. Drink lots of fluids. And we'll see you guys all real soon. Thanks for watching.